How are we doing, everyone? I trust you've been safe and well and training hard. As many of you know, I've started my own supplements range now, which is slowly building. We've got a pre-workout with the inbuilt fat burner to support you to lose weight with increased metabolic rate. We've got some more lines of products coming out. We've got protein powders, all Australian grown, the protein powders. They're really something that I'm passionate about, trying to source as much Australian products as possible. I really want to build this as an Australian company. I hope you're enjoying all the motivational videos that I'm putting out there. I'm seeing a lot of my friends get back to the gym, which is great. And that's a big part of why I've started doing this. I've been training for 15 years, on and off a bit longer than that. It's been amateurish, it hasn't really been anything professional, but it's something I've enjoyed as a stress relief to try and keep healthy. And, I sort of let myself go through COVID there. And if you've been watching, you would have seen I've lost just about 20 kilos in 3 months. It's been a pretty big effort with diet, training, and being consistent. But this week, I've got some really good news. So with my competition coming up, which will be for I Compete Natural held out here in Hoppers Crossing. It's a natural bodybuilding which has WADA testing to make sure people aren't using steroids and competing. So it's really focusing on your skills and abilities as an athlete to build your muscles. I'm pretty pumped about that. And, going to see Vicki really put things into perspective for me. And, just the moment I went into her room and got into her office, I just saw that the kind of person that she was. Like, her walls are filled with winners. Like, she has coached the best of the best. And for someone like me who has no idea what I'm doing, that's where I needed to be. She's got 30 years experience in the sector. And, she didn't waste any time getting right down to the nitty gritties of it, what I need to do, what my flaws were, which was a little bit hard to eat, I think, some of it, but some of it I already knew. So if you didn't know this about me, back in the day, me and my partner, we used to run marathons as part of the V Unite team at Vic Uni. We ran a lot of marathons raising fundraisers. A lot of you, contributed to those donations to help causes, and I thank you for that. But it's had a bit of a setback for me in relation to development. So when you run, like marathon runners, they have leaner, stronger legs, not stronger legs, but they're a lot leaner. So the development of the muscle fibers to a runner is very different to bodybuilding. Now, what this has caused for me as someone who's used to run, and I still quite enjoy running, is that it's put my legs and upper body at a disproportional size. Not saying that I don't train legs, because I do. If you've watched my videos, you'll see I'm still pushing quite heavy. I train legs quite often, but it's that early years of running over and over again has really built a different sort of development for legs. So if you are someone who's aspiring to get into bodybuilding and you're at that early stage just getting into it, use a stepper or try not to run as much. It's some advice that 15 years later, I wish I had known a bit earlier, but then I didn't know I was going to be here 15 years later. So that's a different thing. The second point that I learned, which is something I already knew, is my rear delts aren't developed all that much. So now you'll probably hear that there's this thing called a rotary cuff, which is actually 3 muscles. You've got your rear delt, your middle delt, and your front delt. Now your front delt gets a lot of workouts when you're doing bench press, all that kind of stuff. Lateral raises will get that middle one up, but you really need to focus on rear delts, which is something I wasn't too aware of. So not that they're bad, they're developed, they're there, but they're not as large as some of my other muscle groups. And the other aspect, and this is something that's probably more genetic for me, is I've got a really large midsection. So my abs, so anyone who's known me all my life, you would have known even before I trained, when I was at high school, I used to always have abs. Like, I did absolutely no training and I had abs. Like, I remember when I walked in, Vicky's like, "You've got some of the biggest obliques I have ever seen on someone." And I really don't train abs. Like, all I do is Russian twists, sit-ups. I do the, you'll see my other videos, my leg pull-ups. And that's just something I've always had is these large abs. Even when I've put on weight, I'll have a fat gut with abs. And it's the funniest thing to see. People have given me crap my whole life over it. But that's also another big flaw when it comes to bodybuilding. Because bodybuilding, it's all about the tapered and the small waist. So I'm already at a disadvantage there, which is why I needed to see someone who knew a lot about that sport and who'd been in it for a while. So even, in that 1 hour session with Vicki, she taught me some things around how to make your legs look bigger in posing, and also how to hide that midsection when you're doing your posing. So it's very valuable information, and this is something, you know, I'll take on board 100%, and I'll be booking in more sessions with Vicki from down at the Spartan's gym, and she does online sessions as well, which is going to be great for me as well. But yeah, if you're looking for a coach, that's the other thing, you should probably get a coach. I've always been training as an amateur. Again, I didn't know this is something that I was going to be in the future, but yet here I am. So if you want to be a bodybuilder, definitely get a coach to run through your workouts, your routines. You might not need to hold that coach forever, but you definitely, if you're just starting out and you do want to get into bodybuilding, you want to start off on the right track, not like what I did 15 years ago where I was running and not having proper full workouts. So you want to be across it all at the start. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's video. I'm going to be putting a few more vlogs together and explaining a few more things. I'll run through a couple of the poses that Vicki put me through. I think they're really insightful, really helpful, and I hope you enjoyed tonight. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye.